It was about a month ago. I was doing a group with the entire community, and I had them divided into 4 small groups according to how long they had been here. So I had a group that was here 1 to 3 months, a 4 to 6 month group, a 7 to 9 month group, and then a 10 plus month group. And I had them discuss amongst themselves the different challenges that they were experiencing at that time, in their program. And it was afterwards we discussed, as an entire group, the different challenges that they had come up with. And it was interesting, the similarities between the groups that were there and the challenges that they faced, but there were also a lot of differences. And I thought to myself at that point, this would be really helpful for parents to be aware of. And I'll talk about those reasons at the end. The other thing to keep in mind is these challenges come straight from your students. For the 1 to 3 month group, structure can be a challenge. Getting used to the environment. They just came from home and now they're at school 24/7. Getting used to the rules here, getting comfortable with the staff, having to wear a uniform every day, where they had all their belongings and things that they had at home. Now that's very limited here. And so that can be a challenge. Getting along with their peers, having 3 roommates in a room where maybe at home they had their own room. That could be difficult, especially where personalities don't mix well or interests are different. Getting along with their peers can often be a challenge for this group. We see a lot of denial with this group as well. And if you didn't know, the word denial is an acronym that stands for Don't Even Know I Am Lying. And here are a couple of great examples of that. I have no idea why I'm here. I thought things were getting better. Or this is my favorite. If my parents just told me they were going to send me away from home, I would have changed. So denial is a real challenge for this group. We also see a lot of anger and resentment. A student may feel like the parents are the reason why they're here. The parents didn't care about them, so they sent them away from home. And so that anger and resentment and working through that is a challenge as well. If your student comes to us with drug or alcohol problems, they may be experiencing withdrawals. And sometimes that manifests itself through physical illness. They may have strong cravings because now, where before they had access to drugs and alcohol, now they don't have that at all. And so the triggers they experience are much stronger at this point. In the 4 to 6 month group, the reality of the circumstances starts to kind of sink in. They may admit, yes, you know what, I have issues, I have problems, there's a reason why I'm here, and think to themselves, this is going to be a lot longer than I was expecting. This is going to take a lot longer than I had hoped to fix. At this point, they may start to compare their progress or lack of progress with the other students and feel like they're not measuring up. They're going to be here a lot longer, and that could be discouraging. They may start to focus more on school at this point versus their program and see school as, well, school is going to help me. I need to graduate. I need to get my high school diploma. That's what's going to help me, not this value stuff. And so school becomes more of a focus for students at this point. That anger and resentment that was there for the first group tends to shift over to more homesickness, as they're thinking more about family. They're thinking more about home. They're thinking about what's going to happen when they come home and how things are going to be different. And they start future tripping, as we call it. That could be a challenge as well for this group. In the 7 to 9 month group, they've committed, in a sense, to finishing the program. They realize, okay, you know what, I need to graduate. But because they've been here for this period of time, and maybe they're doing well, that commitment starts to waver. They may think to themselves, well, I've been here almost 9 months and I'm doing really well. Do I need to stay? Do I need to finish? sometimes this students in this group have become comfortable with the program. And what I mean by comfortable is not feeling good about being here, but it's getting used to being here. They're used to the structure. They're used to the day-to-day routine here. And because of that, they may start to slack off. They may have more of a lackadaisical mentality, towards their program, and oftentimes sabotage their program. At this point, they may feel the pressure to step up as a leader. I've been here almost 9 months. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And that could be a challenge for them. In the 10+ month group, that challenge to step up and be a leader and to be an example continues. They feel a little bit of pressure to consistently live up to the expectations of a leader in their pod. That focus on graduating or finishing the program also can continue to waver, because maybe at this point they've had a home visit that went really well, or a couple extended visits that have gone really well, and that could be tempting, as far as them not finishing the program. They may be thinking to themselves or talking to you saying, hey, I had a great visit. Do I still need to finish? Things are going so well at home. Do I need to graduate from the program? They may start to miss you even more now that they're spending more time with you on these extended visits. This group oftentimes looks back, in their program and may have regrets. They may think to themselves, I wish I worked harder on accountability. I wish I worked harder on honesty. If I did, I would be graduated by now. At this point in their program, some of these students have extra privileges. And with the extra privileges often comes a mindset of entitlement. I don't have to do that anymore. I've been here this long. That's for you guys. I can go and do this now, or I can go and do that now. Balancing their time at this point can also be a challenge. With the new responsibilities in their program, continuing to progress with school, spending time with their pod, and as a committee member, this requires a lot of requires their ability to be able to balance all of these areas equally to continue to progress. Now, why is this information helpful to you? I think there are two main reasons. One is now you know a little bit about what to expect when your student comes here, what to expect as they progress through the program. And because you know a little bit about what to expect, you can plan ahead how to address those issues. And you want to make sure you're working closely with your child's therapist to make sure you're addressing those issues appropriately. The second reason why I think this information would be helpful to you is now you can sympathize with them and the challenges that they're dealing with. And I say sympathize, not empathize, because empathize means you can put yourself in their shoes and you know exactly what they're going through. But unless you've gone through this type of experience yourself, you really don't know what they're going through. But you can acknowledge the challenges that they're dealing with. You can say, it must be tough to have to wake up at a certain time and go to bed at a certain time. It must be tough to have to wear a uniform every day. It must be tough, not being able to go and come, as you please, and be able to support them appropriately with those challenges. That support is going to be key with that initial transition, their continued adjustment and working through those challenges, and being able to keep their motivation to work their program high.